tutorial is going to be all Japanese style moves. These are some advanced flow freestyle moves. And if you're wondering why it's called Japanese style freestyle, it's because it was originated in Japan. And I'm just going to show you some of the basics to get you started in this video. And they're still advanced compared to a lot of other freestyle moves. So if you're looking for some advanced, this is going to be something advanced. Some of the things you really want to keep in mind with Japanese style is to really have nice form and style with a lot of the moves, and making sure you're pulling them off cleanly and crisply, and paying attention to your body. And also rhythm is important. A lot of guys kind of try to, when they start do this, do a lot of speed with it and just kind of go sloppy. I know I did that myself, and my style wasn't quite there in my rhythm and my control. So first, before anything else, before speed, because I know that's one of the things that looks cool when you watch Japanese style freestyle, you want to first make sure you have your control, rhythm, and style all down pat. And then as you get more comfortable, then develop your speed. Some of the things you're going to learn in this tutorial are mainly the overhand catch, different arm waves like that, or like that, and little different rollovers. And as you can tell, a lot of what the basis for Japanese freestyle is a lot of circular motions with the hands and going around the ball, and also a lot of overhand catches, which we'll go through right now. Alright, for starters, this is going to be used in a lot of Japanese style moves. It's the overhand catch. If you watch Breakdown Moves 2 or Breakdown Moves 1, it's basically the sham god portion, or the second part of the inside out motion, where your hand comes over the ball like that. Now, the difference is in Japanese moves, you're going to be doing that in the air. It's going to be done as an air move, not a dribble move, and your hand won't be on the ball to begin with, generally speaking. You're going to just catch it like that. Now, to do it, and to do it with proper style and form, you want to make sure, one, obviously, that your hand goes over the top of the ball, and twist your wrist. And when you're starting to learn it, really bring your wrist under the bottom of the ball, all the way like that. After you get better at it, you can go a little bit more to the side like that, and not quite so under it. And you want to focus on really keeping a straight elbow. And a lot of these Japanese style moves, you're going to be using mostly your wrist and your shoulder for the motion, and trying to keep your elbow locked, especially on the catch. You can have your arm bend and stuff like that when you're moving in circles, but generally on the catches, you want to try to have your elbow straight. The main things I'd also focus on with this is trying to make sure you maintain control with your fingertips, just like in dribbling moves. You know, the pads of your fingers and the tips of your fingers, not so much the palms. Now, variations of this, lots of little intricate variations like that. All kinds of stuff you can do. And a lot of them involve using overhand catches and, you know, spinning the ball around over your hands like that. Now, in order to learn how to do a lot of that, you want to have a good basis for getting a nice, clean, circular motion. And that's this right here. All you're doing is taking both hands on the ball, side on the side, and you're going to kind of push the ball so you make this hand come flat to the ground, parallel to the ground, and you're going to roll the ball over the back of that hand like that, and then that hand's going to come back over the ball and catch it. So real slow, like that, like that. Okay? And also learn how to do it the other way. So just over the back of the hand and catch. Now, what you also want to learn how to do is to do it with one hand, like that, eventually. And in order to learn how to do that, you're going to want to start doing the same thing as this, but with one hand. It's going to be like an arm or a one-hand rollover. What you're going to do is you're going to bring your hand from the side into the inside out, or the overhand catch position. Allow the ball to roll over your hand, and then come back over and catch it overhand again. So come over the top, allow the ball to roll over your hand while it's parallel to the ground, and come back over and catch it. It's going to look like that. So one-handed version is going to be like that. Come from the outside, overhand rollover, overhand catch. Then basically what you're going to do from there is learn how to do it without having the ball roll on your hand like that. All you're going to do is throw the ball up a little bit higher. With a lot of these moves, you kind of want to try to make the illusion that the ball's staying in one spot and your hands are kind of moving around the ball. That's what kind of gives a lot of these moves their effect, because the ball's just like right there, but your hands are just going crazy, doing all kinds of stuff like that. Basically, you're just gonna kind of flick the ball up a little like that with some spin on it, wave your hand over the top, and then come back around and catch it. So like that. And with any of these moves now, another thing to keep in mind with these Japanese freestyle moves, you can also do, there's the intricate version, the small, tight, ball in one place version, with your hand just moving real small around it. And you can also do big waves with your hand, like that, where you keep your elbow locked, really move at the shoulder joint and catch, all in the shoulder, catch. From there, you can also add in other different little ways of flicking the ball. Here's another one, overhand catch, bring your hand so it comes back like a reverse sham god over the top, let go of it for a bit, and then catch it regular. Then from there, you can learn how to do this. Just from outside, letting it go for a sec, catch overhand, overhand to regular. And see how I'm spinning the ball? All fingertip control, all finger pads. Trying to keep the ball in one spot, letting go of it for a brief second. Make sure, especially in all these moves, before you go into the next move, like I talked about before, don't rush. Make sure you maintain control and get control on each catch. If it takes you a while when you're new, take a second, pause when you catch it. Like that. Go slow first. And then after a while, you can do it faster. And that's what gives its effect, is seeing the ball spinning, stopping, spinning, stopping. Another move really used a lot in Japanese freestyle is the cross arms catch. And then there's also the over the top. Basically all it is two overhand catches with both hands. And what you can do is, see that? Come over with each hand. So all you're doing is switching which hand is on top. And they're both basically on the sides of the ball and a little bit under, like an overhand catch. See that? What happens in Japanese freestyle is you won't so much just do that as you will just do one quick overhand to overhand handoff like that. Or you'll just be in the middle, of doing some moves or whatever, going like that. And, it's just a different way to hand the ball off is all it is. Instead of going like this, it looks a little crazier to go like this. It's just adding a little something extra in there. Instead of going like that, it looks real plain, not requiring a whole lot of talent, or it's not that original or different from what you see, any normal person that just plays basketball do. But to do this, it adds a different element. And there's also one other remix you can do with that. You'll have the ball overhand catch style in one hand. You can come overhand with the other one, so you got the cross arms, and you'll take that new hand that you put over the top, flick it so the ball comes over the top of the original hand, like that, and wave that original hand over and catch it overhand catch. So it'll be like this. Once you start getting some of these concepts down and stuff like that, basically a lot of it isn't so much coming up with new moves as it is coming up with new combinations and new arm ways to do in between. You have all the different positions. You have the overhand, you have the regular. You know how to flick the ball so it comes back, and so it comes to overhand. And you know how to do your little arm waves. Now there's a variation right there. Doing this, but adding in your other arm to chop through the ball, like that. Basically gonna come between your hand and the ball with your opposite hand. And all you're doing with that is doing a wave with one hand and a chop with the other and catching it overhand. So you're basically doing this and adding a chop in between. I'll be working on some new tutorials coming soon. I'll have some in-game tricks coming soon. Another couple parts, at least one more part, probably two, of Japanese freestyle moves. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you think, subscribe, and check out my other tutorials if you haven't.